I'm going to talk about being a hairy girl once again on my channel because that never gets old. The title of this video might sound a little bit serious because we're talking about mental health and how having unwanted hair can affect your daily life. If that sounds like it's going to trigger you, then maybe this video isn't for you. But if you're someone who feels a little bit alone, you want someone to talk to, someone to relate to a certain extent and like know what you're going through, then you might find this video helpful. I'm going to try and keep it as light-hearted as possible. I am going to tell you the benefits of how electrolysis and laser can help your mental health. So let's jump straight into the video. One benefit is that it will increase your confidence and your self-esteem, and that will help your mental well-being. When I had hair on my chin and my neck and my chest and my legs and my abdomen, it did affect my confidence and my self-esteem quite a lot. Now, where I'm talking about electrolysis and laser, I'm not talking about my IPL situation that happened with my chin and my neck where I experienced paradoxical hypertrichosis, or however you pronounce that word. I'm talking about actual laser. I personally had a second course. I had the alexandrite laser on my bikini area, underarms. Did have the upper lip. Legs, I had the diode many years ago. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about in terms of how that laser helped with my confidence and my self-esteem. So if you're someone where your unwanted hair is affecting your self-esteem, this can be the solution. The next benefit is how much it reduces stress, anxiety, worrying that you're talking to someone and they're looking at the hair that you have on your face. That worry is not good for your mental well-being. Having electrolysis or laser, one of these that lead to a little bit more of a permanent solution, especially electrolysis, it has a massive impact on how much it reduces stress and anxiety. It will give you just this beautiful peace of mind, especially because when I used to worry about this, it's not just like me thinking that they're gonna see the hair and think, God, she's bloody hairy, ain't she? Worrying about being judged in that way, but also if people did notice it, they'll be like, oh, well, just wax it, or just thread it. Threading's great. As if I don't know how to remove it. I am in the beauty industry. I know what hair removal methods are available. In a way, this made me feel a little bit worse because I'm like, in the beauty industry, I should know better. So in a way, I had even more pressure that someone was gonna see it, especially when I'm at work. So that stress and worry has reduced massively with electrolysis and laser. Now, another way that it can affect your mental well-being, sorry, we're gonna get a little bit deep here, is where you feel alone. My situation is slightly different. I feel like the reason I could leave the house and it didn't affect me so badly is because I was in the beauty industry from a young age. Since I was 16, I was waxing customers and I was exposed to women either hairy as me or hairier than me. So I thought, oh, it's not, you know, it could have been worse. So because I was exposed to that, I didn't feel alone because I knew that I wasn't alone. I could see all of these women, but I know that there are some of you who don't have friends or siblings or anyone in the family, no one around you, or you don't have, you know, your career doesn't involve seeing other body parts. One of the reasons why I wanted to make this video is in case you are one of these people, just to confirm to you that you are not alone. It is very common. And when I was getting electrolysis and laser hair removal, when I started to become less of a hairy girl, I started to feel a little bit more normal. I didn't have to bottle up feelings anymore. I didn't have to feel like I was the odd one out. And sharing something like this and helping someone else really does help with your mental well-being too. Okay, the next one might be a touchy topic. It's about how when you do have this unwanted facial hair and you've got, you know, low self-esteem, low confidence, it can affect your relationships. It can affect your romantic relationships and friendships as well. I was dealing with this situation about my chin and my neck hair before I started dating my husband. Now, luckily, he has a lot of women in his family that are exactly the same as me. I wouldn't say he was immune to it, but it wasn't like taboo. It wasn't, you know, taboo, darling. It was just, you know, he's seen it before. It wasn't news to him. Him being understanding of it, him knowing that eventually I am gonna sort it out, it was helpful. But I know the feeling where it's just, you just want to crawl and hide yourself. You don't want to be as social, especially if you're dating someone new. And if it does suddenly happen in the middle of a relationship, especially if you've been with someone long term, you could possibly think, oh God, like they're gonna leave me, they're not gonna find me attractive anymore. If you have electrolysis and laser hair removal methods, it's gonna make you feel like yourself again, it's gonna make you feel confident, it's gonna help your self-esteem because you've gotten rid of this unwanted hair, and then it's gonna improve your mental well-being and your relationships. Quickly, just while it's on my mind, I just quickly want to point out, obviously having hair in certain areas bothers some people and it doesn't bother others. Like, I've seen both extremes. Like, arm hair can bother some people and then it won't bother others. Like, I have a bit of arm hair, does not bother me at all, but I have met people where that amount of hair, what's the word I'm looking for, they just have to have it off. I have met people who have quite a lot of facial hair and they don't care. And then I've met people who have a bit of peach fuzz and they're worried about that peach fuzz. So everyone's different. This video is genuinely targeted to those who have unwanted hair and it is affecting your mental well-being in your daily life. Another thing that helped with my mental well-being after I had electrolysis and laser, you know, thanks to those treatments, is eliminating daily maintenance. Not having to wake up and look in the mirror to see if there's any other hairs that I can tweeze on a daily basis, or even if you're doing maintenance on a weekly basis, that goes away and it helps so much with your mental health. I remember when my chin hair was so thick and it hadn't just poked through the skin yet, so it wasn't long enough to grab and tweeze. So I would have a black dot and then I would try and pick at it and then my skin would go red and then I would get a bit of pigmentation and then it might turn into an ingrown hair, like, oh, all sorts. It has helped my mental health by improving my quality of life. I feel like I make electrolysis sound like this miracle, which it is, but I feel like I still need to warn people about what the journey is like. It's not as easy. You have to go through discomfort getting it done. Electrolysis isn't a comfortable treatment to have. Laser can be the same. My first few laser sessions were painful on certain body parts. There are ways to manage pain and I have a video for that. You're also spending a lot of money on it. That also, I feel like, affects with your mental well-being. You're like, oh, I wish that I didn't have to be like this, so I could have used that money for something else. Like, I would have had a lot more cash in my bank account if I wasn't a hairy girl. And with me, I not only was a hairy girl, I also have polycystic ovary syndrome. With these hormonal imbalances, maintenance is needed. And because I tried so many hair removal methods without actually looking at what's working and what isn't, and I did certain things that made my hair worse, it took even more money to reverse that. So going back to what I was saying, like, money can be an issue and not make this journey easy. With the healing process, particularly with electrolysis, your skin could possibly go very red and you could possibly get swelling. Those two are temporary, tends to go down within a few hours, but depending on your skin's healing ability, it can last a few days. After a few days, you could possibly develop scabbing as well. Some people scab, some people don't, but if you do get scabbing, it's not a good look at all. And you need to be very careful with it. If you pick these scabs off, you could damage your skin. You could possibly cause permanent scarring as well. Another thing that you could possibly experience with the healing process is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Again, this is temporary and tends to fade. It's part of the healing process, but it's not something easy to go through. So you've got this unwanted hair, you find this amazing solution, but then there's this healing process that you have to deal with. And this, because you have electrolysis quite regularly at the start of your journey, like, we're talking every 2 weeks, it could be possibly monthly. Some people have it every week because they have so much hair, they do one side, they alternate with the other side. So regular treatments, going through this for an average of 2 years, because with electrolysis it can take an average, so it can possibly take longer, of 2 years to get your results. So you go through all of that, your skin goes through this trauma, then you come out of the other side of the tunnel when you finally get your results, your skin finally heals fully, and then that is when you see the benefits of electrolysis on your mental well-being. With laser, it tends to be a little bit quicker because courses tend to be like 6 sessions or 10 sessions, so you get that done within a year. Electrolysis is a longer process than that, and the healing there's like downtime to it, whereas laser, you tend to just get some redness. So I just wanted to give that as a warning, because I feel like I talk about electrolysis and laser and how it's changed my life, and I make it sound like this amazing miracle where it's really easy, but it's not. But it is 100% worth it all in the end. I hope you liked the video. Remember, you are not alone. There is a solution, and hopefully you get through this.